of the stories of your season has just been about the unselfishness of the group. You guys have, I think you lead the league in number of guys with at least 6-7 goals. At what point and how did you guys get to just the collective understanding that you don't care who gets the credit, and that, you know, the team unit is what's going to take you to big things this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with, you know, we just got a lot of good guys in that locker room. You know, that kind of what it, you know, dwindles down to is, you know, the character we have around the room, you know, the people we have in the locker room. You know, every guy's happy for, you know, when we win. It doesn't matter who's getting the points, who's getting the glory, you know. So I think that's kind of what it started as. And then, you know, I think we're a really deep team. And it was kind of cool, you know, we started out the season and, you know, internally I think we knew, you know, hey, we're pretty good. And then it was just kind of showing everyone else, you know, we're here. We're not just gonna, you know, back down. Not that we would, but you know, it wasn't the best season last year. So I think this year is kind of fun to show everyone what we're made of, I would say. Yeah, and you know, we're pretty deep lineup too. So.
And what's the feeling as you're on this process of kind of proving yourself right about that belief that you had last year, but maybe it didn't show up so much on the ice?
Yeah, I think you know, like you said, I think, you know, this is kind of a message around our locker room. You know, get early on in the season, you know, we were like, hey, we're good. We gotta know that. We gotta believe that. And you know, I think over the last couple of weeks, we really started to, you know, gain respect around, you know, the league and from other teams. And you know, the teams are really coming in and giving us their best. You know, not that they weren't before, but I think, you know, they're really starting to say, all right, hey, we're playing the Crack. We might have to, you know, do this, do that, and, you know, be ready for that one. So. You know, it's fun like that. You're getting everyone's best.
I wanted to read you a quote that I saw in the paper the other day. This was Hackstill talking about you. He said, when you're a good guy and fun to be around, it brings a ton of energy to the group. When you hear your coach talk about you like that, you're a good guy, you're fun to be around, you bring energy. What does that mean to you, especially in your first year?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's always really nice hearing, you know, good things about yourself from other people, so it's really nice, and hear from your coach is great. You know, it's pretty easy to be like that in this locker room. You know, I think I got a lot of really good examples and how to be like that. You know, I think, you know, my parents did a great job kind of forming that, but you know, we got a lot of guys. We got, you know, Everly, Schwartz, Larson, Yanni, you know, so many guys that have been around the league for a long time, played 5, 6, 10, 12 years, like, which is, now that I'm playing in it, is a ton of time to be playing hockey. But they come to the rink with a smile on their face every day, whether we get blown out 8-1 or we win or they're hurt and not playing. And so, you know, it's easy to watch and see what they do, and you just kind of pick up and you're like, all right, just kind of follow along, get in line.
Were you aware of, I guess, the greater Seattle sports history that you made by making the All-Star team between you, Julio Rodriguez, Tariq Woolen? It's kind of been like the year of the rookie here in Seattle. I was wondering if you had heard just about the history that came along with that.
No, I did hear that those two were also All-Stars, so that's pretty cool, and, you know, congratulations to them. I think I was actually at Julio's first hit. I think I saw his first hit when we were here at Dev Camp, so that was pretty cool. Everyone was going nuts in the stands.
For more local news coverage, live and on demand, watch King 5 Plus. Download free on Roku and Fire TV.